Afghan women have made great progress since the days of Taliban rule, when women had no rights or freedom. Yet today, Afghan women still suffer severe social inequalities, which are especially pronounced in the Afghan judicial system. From the minute they're born, girls are raised to serve others. This is life for little girls, washing clothes, collecting fuel, tending sheep. Early marriage keeps girls from completing an education, leaving them with few opportunities. The life of a young woman is determined by others. The girls of Afghanistan have such potential. All girls have dreams. Rukia wants to be a pilot. Gulnaz, a women's rights lawyer. But the Afghan judicial system is also weighted against women and girls. Nearly 90% of all cases are tried in informal tribal courts, where women's rights are ignored. A woman may be imprisoned solely on the unproven testimony of a man. A woman's voice is counted only as half of her husband's. Most women here have been imprisoned for moral crimes, fleeing domestic violence or a forced marriage. Thanks to the members of Dining for Women, we were able to provide incarcerated women and their children creative, healing, motivational support. In 2010, we trained 4 all-women's theater troupes, a first in Afghanistan. They created shows about women's rights and performed in women's prisons across the country. Now they train other women and their children. Our methods of theater training give women a chance to regain self-esteem, tell their stories, heal old wounds, and take control over their own lives. Next, we continue this work with women and girls in Afghanistan, preparing them to fulfill their dreams. Our work has also taken us to Myanmar, where we've been working since 2009. Here we use theater as a tool to educate and inform. We traveled with a local theater troupe to Kumakaite, to jungle areas along the Thai border, with a show about the importance of hand washing for children in monastery schools and orphanages. For kids brought up in the jungle, this is an important lesson. Over the last decade, the country has been transitioning from strict military censorship towards freedom of speech. However, the new freedoms have unbottled old hatreds, and conflicts have erupted across the country. In addition to the well-documented violence against the Rohingya by the Burmese military, the Kachin state and Shan state see bands of insurgents fighting for independence from the military government. In warfare, women always suffer. Rape is a central strategy of war, as a means to demoralize, punish. Both the military and the insurgents are guilty. In 2014, we created educational performances that demonstrate the tragic costs of discrimination and the value of peaceful coexistence between ethnicities. For safety from censors, the characters in our play were frogs and lizards, but the analogy to actual factions was clear to the audience. After each show, the audience has a chance to role-play their solutions to the issues and discuss their ideas. This gives people a platform to visualize peace and cooperation, and women lead the way in this field. Our next project focuses on empowering girls, letting them know their rights and their power. Our theater training is a great tool for spreading information and also for training girls for leadership, practicing powerful body language, poise, vocal dynamics, and giving them the courage to speak out. As the Myanmar conflict continues to expand, Malaysia is becoming a migration destination. Not just refugees from Myanmar, but from 21 countries around the world. Thousands of refugees from Syria, Somalia, Yemen, Iraq, Sri Lanka, and elsewhere. However, Malaysia has not signed the UN Convention on Refugees, leaving the country's refugee population vulnerable to exploitation of all kinds, especially for women and their children. In 2017, we began working with Rohingya women refugees in Malaysia, partnering with the Rohingya Women's Development Network. We use theater as an engaging way to bring information on refugee rights and resources. Which schools accept refugee children? Where can refugees get health care? What can you do if you're detained? Our performances used no language, just physical enactment, so any language group could understand this valuable information. These shows reached thousands of refugees. Most important, we taught the Rohingya women and the Somali women how to turn their true life stories into plays. Now we have 2 new women-led theater groups who are spokespeople for refugee rights in their communities. Our next project in Malaysia tackles the effect of child marriage, a harmful custom that persists globally. Traffickers have become more and more bold as the number of refugees rises, and child brides have become a lucrative new business for traffickers. Information to protect girls and families is crucial, as well as empowering girls to make their own choices and speak out for justice and equality. We thank every member of Dining for Women for their dedication to women's rights and freedoms everywhere.